And we're back with Harrowings Live. It's Hal Gill, your host. Listen, silence and dreams, projections, returning, resuming. I thread my way through the hospitals, the hurt and the wounded. I pacify with soothing hand. I sit by the restless, all the dark night, so much, so young, some suffer so much. I recall the experience, sweet and sad. Walt Whitman, 1865. This is a DuPont Circle Metro. We have that inscribed at the top to remind us of the costs of war. That's from the Civil War, of course, when the hospitals were right here at DuPont Circle. On my way to CVS to get my wife's prescriptions picked up, I thought I'd ride down and up the Metro to watch the passing show, document a little bit of who, what, when, and where here in Washington, D.C. I do not want to see these folks come to any harm. So let's keep us out of wars if possible. Let's do what we can to stop the war in Iran, just like we did with the war in other places, other times. The anti-war movement in the country seems to be very, very limited. And I think that's because we kind of gotten used to being in a continual state of war, with our defense budget being what it is, and the wheels of commerce turning on the basis of how we spend our pennies. There we have the National Guard standing around, keeping an eye on things for us. And you see the Friendship Heights, the Glenmont metros are coming up and down. I'm going to go back up the metro, find escalator, and watch the folks coming down alongside folks going up. Been a fair amount of folks unloading lately. There's one tripping down the steps. I've done that in the past. Not doing it now because I've been on my feet the past 7 hours, pretty solid. A slight break, about a half an hour. Is what it is. We are who we are. Be the change you want to see, folks. Every cent spent is about the kind of world we're co-creating. This is just a bit of primary documentation. And there we have it again, thus in silence, dreams, projections. Return, resuming. I thread my way to the hospitals. The hurt and the wounded. I pacify with soothing hand. I sit by the restless all the dark night. Some are so young, some suffer so much. I recall the experience, sweet and sad. Walt Whitman, 1865. He was a nurse in the hospitals where the wounded youngsters were being brought to Civil War battlefields. Pretty horrible. And it all happened right here on DuPont Circle years ago. Not much trace of it beyond that poem inscribed on our metro. But I like to think about that. I like to think about a lot of things. It's all a play. It's all getting from dawn to dusk. It's all a game of Beat the Reaper, I like to say. Had a lovely conversation this morning, 6 a.m. my time, about 7:30, with Sue Cawthorn. We wrapped this one up a little more elegantly than we did the last time when it just sort of dropped on us. We spent about 90 minutes together, as I mentioned, and I was just really, really charmed to be a part of her world and charmed to be a part of yours. If you're among the living, you're really lucky to be here. Who, what, when, and where I like to record, and you see out in front of us folks from Virginia, little Hyundai, folks from New York, Toyota, If I get a new vehicle, I very well might get one of these. I think that's a RAV4. It's very small. All right. Yep. It's an LE. This one's also a Toyota RAV4. So I'll be in good company. There's a Lyric Cadillac, their electric version, and another Toyota in front of that. I think that's a hybrid Camry, if I'm not mistaken. And we're coming down towards DuPont Circle where we can cross here on Massachusetts Avenue. Press the button. You can see the water falling down on the DuPont Circle fountain across the way. Be going back up Connecticut Avenue shortly. We're on 20th, looking over towards second story books. And I think it's about to change for us. Yep. There we go. DC Trails bus is in place there. Lynn and I took such a bus to New York City. I think for our 10th wedding anniversary, that was the way we got there. A little light drizzle here in Washington, D.C. Keep us from having a drought for the moment. A lot of English ivy. Some very interesting benches there. No idea what that's about. DC Trails bus to go to New York. And over here, there's CVS Pharmacy, and that's my destination. Pick up the prescriptions for Lynn. I hope you enjoyed the little dodge up and down the escalator at DuPont Circle. Trying to keep off my toenail. It's giving me a little bit of a jolt every time I step. Gorgeous. Copa Sport Cabana. I used to have one of those. I don't know if I still do or not. They got thrown out. I took things out of my car. My brother-in-law threw everything out. Oh, stop me from going where I'm going. I hate that. Oh no. The escalator is down. The up one anyway. I'll have to go to the elevator in the back. Pretty horrible elevator. That'll probably cut us off. Just so we start trying to be kind. Cookies. Use cookies. Maybe I could, maybe I couldn't. All right, here's the elevator. Let's go up. And a little bit of who, what, when, and where. Abundance, folks. Beauty and onward. Thanks for joining, y'all.